In this video, we're going to talk about the pros and the cons of buying new construction. Is it right for you? Stay tuned to the end of this video and you can find out.
So we're in new construction communities every week, and we put out a video every week. So if you like what you see, subscribe.
And as much as we love making these videos for you, we love even more helping you find the right home in the right community and the right location for you. We are local Virginia real estate agents, and that's what we love to do. So if you're thinking about new construction, if you have questions about new construction or moving to the area, give us a call, shoot us a text. We'd love to help you. Phone number should be on the screen, and it's definitely in the description below. All right, so the first pro we're going to talk about is the fact that you can customize a new home. Depending on when you get into the process, if you're late to the process, if the builder already has everything pretty much done, you're not going to be able to customize very much. But if you're early in the process, then you can customize a lot about a new house.
And being early enough, when you're customizing, you can customize even the exterior of it, meaning the elevation. You may want one gable or two gables, or builders usually have a selection of that. The interior, if you come in early enough, you can customize anything from the flooring, whether you want carpet or hardwood, to what kind of countertops, whether they're going to be granite or quartz, and actually even the lighting. I mean, everything interior you can customize on it. The one drawback is many builders, I guess, don't let you customize the paint color. That gets a bit harder for them, so usually they'll have a color of choice, but a very neutral color picked out for the entire home for the first year that you have it.
Yeah, so that's definitely one of the pros of new construction. So if you're buying an existing home, you're pretty much you're getting it as it is. I mean, you can do some modifications after you buy it, but definitely one of our first pro of buying new construction is the fact that you can customize it.
The next pro of buying new construction and building is it's extremely clean. It's going to be super clean when you move into it. You're going to be the first person to put the scratches on the walls.
Yeah, so we over the years we worked with this home inspector, and I've always loved one of his favorite lines to our clients is, when you buy a new home, you should change the locks and you should change the toilet seats. Because again, new construction, everything's going to be very, very clean. When you're buying an existing home, no matter whether they've had it cleaned or not, you're going to find things that just probably don't meet your expectations for cleanliness. So again, a great pro of buying new construction is from the day you move in, it's super, super clean. All right, our next pro is if you buy a new construction, it's already up to date. It doesn't need updating. A lot of existing homes, right, need to be updating, things like kitchens and bathrooms and.
Yeah, so true. When we're looking with a purchaser who's looking at existing homes, you walk through and there's always things that they want to change. But coming in with new construction, you're already in with the trend of whatever it may be at that time, and you shouldn't need to update anything.
Yep, all the modern countertops, cabinets, flooring, all of that's going to be very modern and trendy. All right, our next con is, and this is a big one in today's culture, everybody's thinking about energy efficiency. If you're buying a new construction home, it very likely is going to be super energy efficient, up to the best standards that are available today. If you buy an older home, you may have to be replacing windows, you may have to replace insulation. A lot of your appliances and heating systems and things like that may not be as energy efficient as you would like to have. Definitely not a concern if you're buying a new home. Everything's going to be very energy efficient. And
he meant pro, not con, by the way.
Did I say con?
Yes. And the energy efficient makes me think of, I guess, the extermination of some homes as far as pest control. They now have systems in the newer homes where you have the lines actually inside the walls. So to have pest control, they don't need to come inside and spray in your home. It's still all done from the exterior. So if you have pets or young children, that's a pro. You're not having to put pesticides in your home.
Bonus.
Yeah.
Bonus pro. Another pro, if you're buying an existing home, chances are when you move in, you have a honey-do list right away. You have a list of things that you've got to do to get the maintenance up to par. It's not always the case, but it's often the case. So when you're buying new construction, you're moving in, there's no maintenance to do. Everything is done and ready for you to move in. Now, there'll be ongoing maintenance, but you're not going to have a big list of initial maintenance things that you have to do.
Very true.
She has nothing to add to that.
I don't. So with new construction, I would say most of the builders out there, once completed and once you close, you have a 10-year warranty that comes along with the home.
So one of the things that we do recommend, if you're working with a builder that we're not familiar with, is you do your research on the Better Business Bureau to make sure that there aren't any claims against them for not honoring warranties in the past. But like Ruthie said, you know, when you get a new, the warranties are going to vary, but when you get a new construction home, you're going to get a builder's warranty that's going to cover at least the structure for a certain period of time, and usually also the components of the home for a period of time as well.
So another pro with new construction is a lot of the builders will have some sort of finance incentives for you as well. That could be $5,000 or $7,000 towards closing costs, or maybe an incentive of features or upgrades that they may offer you, maybe $20,000 towards upgrades in the house, or $15,000, or a finished rec room in the basement. So the builders are usually, every month, they have some sort of incentive, and that can change from month to month as well.
Yeah, and it changes with the market. You know, if it's a really, really hot market and the builder's having no issues at all moving their properties, then the incentives are going to be either not there or going to be lower. But as the market balances or becomes more of a buyer's market, then the builders offer more incentives. And the builders have the ability, if you use their lender, they have the ability to offer you incentives that makes that financing much, much better than most third-party lenders can offer.
Yeah, and a lot of times if you're, choosing to use their lender, or sometimes the lender will also have an incentive as well. So now let's talk a little bit about some of the cons with new construction. With new construction, you're usually paying a bit more money. They're usually a bit more expensive or pricey compared to existing homes as well.
Yeah, so if you're comparing, apples to apples, basically the size and I guess quality of one home to a new construction home, you're going to pay more. Varies across the country, but generally speaking in this area, we see somewhere between 8 to 12% more that you're going to pay for new construction versus a comparable existing home.
So with new construction, another con you may see in some of the neighborhoods or communities that they're building in is a lack of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Landscaping.
A lack of landscaping. A lot of times they'll come in and take all of the trees down, and they may plant a few shrubs around the home, but there is sometimes a lack of landscaping with new construction.
Yeah, so you want to look at your contract closely to see what you're going to get in terms of landscaping with a builder. Most builders will do something in the front of the property. Very few builders will do anything in the back of the property. So you go into new construction recognizing that you're going to have either no landscaping at all or very immature landscaping, and that also extends out to the community like Ruthie was talking about as well. All right, another con, and this is a big one. This is one that you should take note of. It's been pretty rare in our experience, for the last 17, 18 years working in new construction, that there aren't unexpected expenses for the buyer. You've done your contract, you think you're getting a house for a certain amount of money, and then you go to the design center and you start picking things, and you run into expenses that you weren't expecting. Or there may be delays in the building, and sometimes there's some expenses that have to be passed on to you as well. So there's virtually always going to be unexpected expenses when you're building a new home. So when you're budgeting, make sure you're planning for extra than what you actually see in that contract.
And Jeff is right, especially the design center. I cannot emphasize how many times I've been in the design center with one of our purchasers, and it's quite shocking how quickly things can add up. And then it's a matter of eliminating some of the less important items for you. But the Design Center, although they have some beautiful things, you got to kind of keep an eye on what you're spending in there.
Yeah, good idea to watch that budget.
Another con that we have with new construction is the amount of time it may take to build. That's something that can take, usually we see builders in the area in the new construction communities anywhere from 4 months, could be 6 months. If it's a privately owned or a smaller builder, it could actually be up to a year. So during that time frame, of course, you have to have your own housing, or you may be renting or thinking about what you need to do in order to compensate for waiting for the home to be built.
Yeah, and Ruthie's keying in right on the problem that makes this such a con is it's really difficult to time a move from maybe out of the area to this area right into this new home. It's super difficult to do. And even if you're local, it's hard sometimes to time the selling of a previous home and being able to transition right into the new construction home. And depending on the time of year, you can have delays because of weather that changes the timing. Heck, in today's market, there could be supply chain issues that change the timing of the delivery of that home. So timing is definitely a con of buying new construction, whereas if you're buying an existing house, the only thing that has to happen is you got to get the financing and the closing done. So the timing is usually very stable there.
And they may, when you sit down to actually write your contract with the builder, they're not going to narrow down if your actual date may be June 20th, or they're usually going to give you maybe a June, July delivery date, and they'll narrow that down as time goes on, but you won't know right as you write the offer or the contract.
Yeah, you begin with a time frame, and then
yes.
you get narrower as you get closer. So the bottom line is, if you're thinking about buying new construction, it's important to carefully weigh the pros and the cons to make sure that that it works right for you financially, that the timing can work for you. Weigh all those pros and cons. In any event, if you're thinking about buying new construction, give us a call, shoot us a text. We'll be happy to answer any questions you have. If you can tell us a little bit about your lifestyle and maybe where you want to be, we can more than likely recommend a builder and a location that's going to fit you perfectly. So our contact information is in the description below, probably shown on the screen. Call us, text us, send smoke signals. It doesn't matter. We will answer our messages, and we'd love to help you. So we will see you in the next video.